Sandro, Adam Taylor, Rob Lorfus.
I'm almost equally as eager to see, you saw Elliott Sloan up there, what the younger guys are going to just kind of, huck and hope at this point. It's great to see, like I said, mentioned Pedro Barros going for the 900. And you can see PLG doing some flatland, a little ode to Primo and Diane, some slides. You can see just how slick it is. And it's really on that sticker that the Carl's Jr. sticker, these decals, they tend to hold a little bit more of the moisture versus the skate light used on the ramps.
I was going to say, who let the squeegee guys in here?
Like you guys said, we're just a couple miles from the beach. So right now at sunset, it's happened at events like this before. We had it happen at X Games last week. Condensation builds up. Yeah. And if these guys hit a slick spot going 30 miles an hour down a vert ramp, it can be bad news. And
one of the great characters of the Maloof Money Cup has to be a gentleman who never fights the fun, none other than Steve Van Doren. Let's get to know one of the men behind Vans.
How you doing? I'm Steve Van Doren. My title is Vice President of Events, Promotions, and Athletes, as well as Ambassador of Fun for Vans Shoes. My dad moved to California in 1964, decided after a year he's going to start his own company and make his shoes and go direct to the public. And my last name's Van Doren, so he called it Vans. When he built the factory, he made the Vans sole about twice as thick as every other sole that was out there in the 60s. He used reinforced nylon thread, he used the best canvas, number 10 duck canvas, and figured, hey, proof in the pudding, the best shoe out there would last a long time. And the same shoe that was selling in 1966 is the #1 shoe 44 years later. And the skaters adopted us. They found out that Vans' pure crepe sole gripped the boards better, they could have a better feel to it. And for 44 years, probably 40 of them have been, adopted by skateboarders. We're always out there, we're always trying to help the skateboarders, not just Vans skateboarders, but all skateboarders. And now getting involved with the Maloof Money Cup, that's a way to give back too, because you're setting a really good place for the skaters to go and show their talents, as well as, they can make some money and they can have a great time skating. It's all about them. Off the wall since '66.
You would be hard-pressed to find a skater that doesn't love Steve Van Doren, either whether he's flipping burgers. My geek-out moment when I was a kid was going in and ordering my custom Vans, red and gold opposites, and then seeing what every other kid ordered going back to school.
Right, and it is so cool to see Steve still at these events. For years, he's just been the ambassador of fun, like you said, for Vans. And it doesn't matter what shoe company you ride for, all these pros love seeing Steve at all these events. He's always cooking hot dogs, cooking burgers for all the guys.
And how old are you? I hate to press it, but...
I'm 37.
And how long have you been riding for Vans?
I've rode for Vans for over 15 years, and Steve has made me feel like part of the Vans family.
Before Elliott Sloan was born, 22 years, drop it in. And, oh, wow.
This is his best run he's had in this last session.
Didn't quite get the board around.
The frontside tail grab just getting away.
At that point, kind of board under flipped him. So he'll have one last run. These are the last 2 runs for each skater. Final 2 runs, and then we will decide who gets the coveted title and the $75,000 that comes along with it.
We got to talk about Pedro. He's only 15, but he has been around forever. All of us vert skaters that have been going to Brazil for years for these vert contests, I remember seeing Pedro when he was 6 down there.
And, that was where he tried the 900 on the previous run. 15 years old. Can he do it? No.
I think he's better off trying it on that second hit. Once you get 3 or 4 walls in, I think it's a little bit harder. He's got the speed off that first hit.
When did he start to break the altimeter like Lincoln Ueda style? He really, in the past, I'd say 2 months, I've just...
You know what? That kid can do anything that he puts his mind to it. So he probably just decided, hey, I'm from Brazil like Lincoln and Sandro. I want to do big airs.
Beautiful. Yeah, just textbook style. So powerful with his style.
Rob has such a unique technique on that Melon 540. It's rodeo, like snowboard style. And, I've talked to him about it before. And he tried to learn Melon 5s like all the other guys did it, and it just didn't work. He kind of tucked his head and tucked his shoulder, and it made him flip upside down, so he just learned them like that.
We got some stars in the crowd. It's good to see.
I heard there were going to be some stars here today. I didn't know it was star costumes.
Well, Nelly did perform. We rubbed elbows.
Ludicrous today.
Yeah.
Adam Taylor, the Melon 5, just getting away from him. He's got a couple solid runs in the bag for this session.
It's so great to see these guys with smiles on their faces and the camaraderie that exists between them. It's just, you know, everyone's just pumping each other up. And win or lose, you're out here to have fun.
Yeah, it's a tight-knit group of guys, and all these guys, you're really competing against yourself. You wake up that morning, you think in your head the run that you want to do, and you're committed to doing that. And really, it's once you do what you want to do, it's out of your hands. It's in the judges' hands, and you know, you want to see your buddies do well, and you know, of course you want to win, but you know, you don't want to see those guys fall. You don't want to see those guys get hurt. And like you said, all these guys are close friends.
I just realized Nelly was yesterday. It's been a blur the past 2 days. Today was ludicrous. And Bucky Lasek having a good, consistent one this time around.
Bucky's changing his liner up. That's the first time we've seen the frontside cab heel flip today.
And just the McTwist on that was basically, you know, stayed on the 4-sheet panel. 4 feet wide, barely hanging on.
Getting it done here.
Mix between the old school and the new school, taking the boneless on the hip.
There it is.
And the boneless frontside 540. Backside nose blunt.
Yeah.
Bucky's just having fun.
Just one wall shy. To say that he needs a little more kind of Bucky Lasek magic on that. He does have the library. That's, I mean, really one of the most tech guys out there.
Yeah,
and he's one of the most capable of reaching back and pulling, you know, a hammer out of his bag of tricks like that.
He performs best under pressure, and he always has, man. I've never known how Bucky has done it under pressure.
We just saw Andy clear that channel. I want to remind everyone at home, it's 20 feet wide.
Yeah, it's monstrous.
I'd like to see more carving errors from Andy. I mean, sometimes he does get criticized for not going higher, but the stuff he does, he just started to up, I think, in the next couple of years. I think you're going to see a lot of guys kind of take a page out of PLG and start doing the tech stuff a lot higher.
Right. Andy was going to try and set up again. He wanted to do the nollie heel, Indy 360, last wall, and just missed his setup, the trick before.
And did we mention how nice of a guy Andy is?
Yeah, he's a great guy.
Hard-pressed to ever see him with a frown.
But Andy Mack actually was voted the best overall skater in the TWS magazine poll in 1998. That's a fun fact for you.
Shows he's been around for a minute.
The year was 1998. Andy Mack topped the charts.
Hey,
Bob Burnquist,
as you guys
are just turning pro.
As you guys are telling your stories, this is the guy that could take the Maloof Money Cup.
Back in 98, I believe, if my math might be off for a year or two, is when Bob Burnquist made his debut at Slam City Jam. And people were like, who is this guy? He's way too good.
Bob's going to have one more run to take this Maloof Money Cup away from PLG. But right now, it looks like PLG setting up with his foot on the edge of the board. He's going for the tray flip to fakie again.
He had it licked.
And hats off, or helmets off in this matter, to PL, because to be going for that.
Yeah.
Right now, he really doesn't have to. He has other go-to runs that he could put together, but he loves progressing. In current standings right now, just in the vert, mind you, Pierre-Luc Gagnon with that 90, but Bucky's right behind, 2 points behind.
Still within striking distance.
Right, but it's all going to come down to Bob. If anyone's going to take the cup away from PLG, it's going to come down to Bob making a miracle run.
Now, the overall results after 3 rounds, we're in the midst of the 4th. Now, we'll take, once we're done here with the vert, we'll take the scores from vert and add it to this. Out of a possible 400, Pierre-Luc Gagnon on top.